In critical path method, so as to understand a float, first we have to draw the network diagram, the activity diagram, and we have to plot all the activities in the diagram, and we have to plot the duration, and we have to first understand the different concepts which I'm going to discuss with you for calculating the float. So here in this example, you can see that I have taken a very simple example. In this, there are 5 activities: A, B, C, D, E. A is the first activity which has to start on day 1, and the duration of activity A is 3. It is 3 weeks. And B follows activity A, C follows A, and D it follows B. It has dependency on B, and the duration of activity D is 8, and activity E it has dependency on D and C. So this is the problem. Now I'm plotting these all activities and I'm creating a network diagram like this. So A has a duration of 3 weeks, B has a duration of 3 weeks and it has dependency on A, C is dependent on A and it has duration of 6 weeks, and D has a duration of 8, and last activity is E, which is depending on both C and D. That means only after completion of activity C and D you will be able to start with E. So now in this simple activity diagram, the critical path is the longest path. So here we have only 2 possible paths, that is A, B, D, E and A, C, E. So out of these 2 paths, A, B, D, E is the longest path. So it is the critical path, which is project duration. Now, so as to calculate floats of each of these activities, now first we need to understand what is float. Float of an activity is the amount of time an activity can be delayed without affecting the project end date or project duration. Let me repeat. Float is the amount of time an activity can be delayed without delaying the project. So as to calculate the float, first let us understand the shape of each of these activities. Here for each of these activities we have plotted like this in a rectangular manner, and there are 4 other rectangles inside it, and let us understand what does those 4 rectangles they indicate. So here the first box it indicates early start, second box is early finish. Early start is the day or the earliest an activity can start, and early finish is earliest an activity can finish, and late start is latest this activity can start, and late finish is latest this activity can finish. You will be able to understand these all terminologies better with the example which we are going to study. And the formula for float is late finish minus early finish. That means this late finish minus early finish will give the float for this activity. So this is the basic terminologies that we need to understand for calculating the float, and this represents an activity. Now coming back to our network diagram, here we can see that we have 5 activities. Now we want to calculate float of each of these activities, and before that we have already determined the critical path. So we have to start on critical path and we have to do forward pass. Forward pass means you will be starting from left and moving towards right. And here on first activity A, I have started this activity on a 0th day, and the duration of activity A is 3 days. So early start for this activity is 0 and earliest it can finish is 3 days. Yeah, you may even start it from 1, but if you start this activity from day 1, then you will have to keep on adding +1 in each of these activities while you do forward pass, and you will have to subtract 1 from each of those values while you do backward pass. So here I have started from 0 for the ease of calculation, and by using 0 also we can calculate the float correctly. So here I'm starting with forward pass. So on activity A, early start is 0 and early finish is 3. Now activity B, it can start only after completing activity A. That means it can start on day 3. In the ideal scenario, like if you start from day 1, then here it will be 4 and here it will be 4, and here you will be putting 7. Yeah, so since we have started from 0th day, so here the earliest the activity B can start is at 3rd day, and the earliest it can finish is on 6th day. Activity D is 6. You have to just pass on this value over here, and this 14, how did we get 14 is we have to add the duration of the activity in the early start and you will get the early finish. Similarly, we will be calculating for E. Here, okay, for before that we will do C. So here we can see that C has dependency on A. So A, if it is finishing on 3rd day, then you may start C on 3rd day, and the earliest you can finish it is on 9th day, because the duration of activity C is 6. Now activity E, since it had dependency on C and D, we have calculated C first, but we already know that this is the critical path, and yeah, so the value 14 is greater than this value. So since activity E has dependency on activity C and D, and activity D can finish on 14th day, earliest it can finish is on 14th day. That is the reason we have chosen 14 and not 9 for E, because it has dependency on both C and D. And the duration of this activity E is 4. So earliest finish day is 18th. Now similarly we have to do backward pass, and backward pass also we have to do it on critical path. First I'll be starting on critical path, that is E. So you have to replicate these values, the values which are there, that is 18 and 14, you have to put them as is on late start and late finish boxes of activity E, and you now do backward pass, that is you have to move backwards. What we will do is we will take 14 over here, and also we will take 14 for activity C, because this is the late start day for activity E. So you are going to copy this value over here, and also we are going to copy this value over here. Now activity D, since it was 14, so we have put it as 14. Now 14 minus 8 is 6, and this 6 we have forwarded it in activity B. So here 6 minus the duration of task is 3. So 6 minus 3 is 3. Similarly we have done it for A, that is you have to just copy this late start day on the previous activity, and you have to subtract the duration of the activity. Now similarly we have copied this 14 value on late finish box of activity C, and we have subtracted the duration of activity C so as to get the late start, that is 8. Now here we can observe that on a critical path for each of the activities, the early start and late start are same. Early finish and late finish are same. Here also early start, late start is same, early finish and late finish is same. Similar is the case for D and E. But here activity C, this is not on critical path. And if we look at the values in activity C, here it is 14 and here it is 9, here it is 8 and here it is 3. So as to calculate the float of each of these activities, we are going to use these four values, these four boxes for each of the activity. So now let us start with float of activity A. If you see activity A, here this is early start and early finish, this is late start and late finish. So the formula for calculating float is late finish minus early finish or late start minus early start. So now what we are going to do is late finish for activity A. Late finish for activity A is 3 minus early finish is also 3. So it is 0. And if you see activity B, the late finish is 6 and early finish is also 6. So either you do 6 minus 6 or you do 3 minus 3, you are going to get the same value, 0. Activity C, if you see the late finish is 14 and early finish is 9, or late start is 8 minus early start is 3. So it is going to give you 5. So the float of activity C is 5. That means you can delay activity C by 5 weeks without affecting your project duration. Like even if you delay this activity, or if this activity is getting delayed due to any reason, and if it is getting delayed, so the latest it can be delayed is 5 weeks and not beyond that. And if this activity is getting delayed beyond 5 weeks, then it is going to impact your project schedule. Now coming back to activity D, here the late finish is 14 and early finish is also 14, so you are going to get 0. And activity E, late finish is 18 minus early finish is 18, or you may use late start or early start, then you are going to get the same value, that is 0. Now what we have observed in this network diagram is all the activities which are present on the critical path, they are having 0 float, and the activity which is not on critical path, it has some float. That means you can delay the activity C without affecting your project duration or project schedule. Yeah, so this is how you are going to calculate the floats of all the activities on the network diagram. If you like this video, you please comment and you please subscribe to my channel, and for more updates on the latest industry trends and project updates and even the latest trends in the agile and stuff, you please join my free live webinar by clicking on the link given in description.